Hi friends, time for another Kidsville at Home. We're outside of Centennial Park at a bus stop to introduce the book Last Stop on Market Street. Our friends at Imagination Library will have Brooke Siegel-Rochelle read us the book, and there might even be some surprises as she reads it too. Last Stop on Market Street is written by Matt De La Pena and illustrated by Christian Robinson. Our craft today is inspired by Christian Robinson's illustrations on the last page where he has illustrations of the cafeteria trays in the book.
Hey friends, welcome to Read Aloud Club with Imagination Library, Middle Tennessee. Today we are outside, it's fall, it's chilly, the leaves are falling down, and I just wanted to read to you a book today called Last Stop on Market Street. It's an amazing book about going through a city and seeing all the things that are happening in the city. While we're reading this book, I want you to pay attention to all of the sights and sounds, okay? So let's get ready to read our book. Let's get out our candle and our flower. We're going to breathe in our flower and blow out our candle. We're going to breathe in our flower and blow out our candle. All right, let's get ready to read. Last Stop on Market Street. You're going to love the illustrations in this book, friends. And the two main characters are my favorite. One is a little child just like you, and one is a grandmother. I love my grandmother. CJ pushed through the church doors, skipped out onto the steps. The outside air smelled like freedom, but it also smelled like rain, which freckled CJ's shirt and dripped down his nose. He ducked under his Nana's umbrella, saying, "How come we gotta wait for the bus and all this wet?" "Trees get thirsty too," his Nana told him. "Don't you see that big one drinking through a straw?" CJ looked for a long time, but he never saw a straw. From the bus stop, he watched water pool on flower petals, watched rain patter against the windshield of a nearby car. His friend Colby climbed in, gave CJ a wave, and drove off with his dad. "Nana, how come we don't got a car?" "Boy, what do we need a car for? We've got a bus that breathes fire, and old Mr. Dennis who always has a trick for you." I bet maybe this is Mr. Dennis who drives the bus. The bus creaked to a stop in front of them. It sighed and sagged, and the doors swung open. There's the fire-breathing dragon on the bus, friends. This is bus number 5. "What's that I see?" Mr. Dennis asked. He pulled a coin from behind CJ's ear and placed it in his palm. Nana laughed her deep laugh, and pushed CJ along. They sat right up front. The man across the way was tuning a guitar. An old woman with curlers had butterflies in a jar. Nana gave everyone a great big smile and said good afternoon. She made sure CJ did the same. Look, here's her little butterflies. The bus lurched forward and stopped, lurched forward and stopped. Nana hummed as she knit. "How come we always got to go here after church?" CJ said. "Miguel and Colby never have to go nowhere." "I feel sorry for those boys," she told him. "They'll never get a chance to meet Bobo or the sunglass man. And I hear Trixie got herself a brand new hat." CJ stared out of the window, feeling sorry for himself. He watched cars zip by on either side and watched a group of boys hop curbs on bikes. A man climbed aboard with a spotted dog. There he is right there. He's got a little coat on too. CJ gave up his seat. "How come that man can't see?" "Boy, what do you know about seeing?" Nana told him. "Some people watch the world with their ears." "That's a fact. Their noses, too, said the man, sniffing at the air. That's a mighty fine perfume you're wearing today, man. Nana squeezed the man's hand and laughed her deep laugh. Ha 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 ha. Two older boys got on next. CJ watched as they moved on back and stood. Sure wish I had one of those, he said. Nana set down her knitting. What for? You've got the real-life thing sitting across from you. Why don't you ask the man if he'll play us a song? See, they've got headphones and their little recorder. CJ didn't have to. The guitar player was already plucking strings and beginning to sing. To feel the magic of music, the blind man whispered, I like to close my eyes. Nana closed hers too. So did CJ and the spotted dog. And in the darkness, the rhythm lifted CJ out of the bus, out of the busy city. He saw sunset colors swirling over crashing waves. He saw a family of hawks slicing through the sky. He saw the old woman's butterflies dancing free in the light of the moon. CJ's chest grew full, and he was lost in the sound. And the sound gave him the feeling of magic. The song ended, and CJ opened his eyes. Everyone on the bus clapped, even the boys in the back. Nana glanced at the coin in CJ's palm. CJ dropped it into the man's hat. Look, the spotted dog smiling. Last stop on Market Street, Mr. Dennis called. CJ looked around as he stepped off the bus. Crumbling sidewalks and broken down doors. Graffiti-tagged windows and boarded up stores. He reached out for his Nana's hand. Here's Nana. How come it's always so dirty over here? She smiled and pointed at the sky. Sometimes when you're surrounded by dirt, CJ, you're a better witness for what's beautiful. CJ saw the perfect rainbow arching over their soup kitchen. It's right here. He wondered how his Nana always found beautiful where he never even thought to look. He looked all around them again, at the bus rounding the corner out of sight, and the broken street lamp still lit up bright, and the stray cat shadows moving across the wall. When he spotted their familiar faces in the window, he said, I'm glad we came. That must be her new hat. He thought his Nana might laugh her deep laugh, but she didn't. She patted him on the head and told him, Me too, CJ. Now come on. Looks like they've got work to do in the soup kitchen. Nana's got her big spoon in the pot, and CJ's doing the bowls. The end. They're waiting on the bus to come back and get them to take them back home. Friends, that's a book about seeing the beautiful in things where we may not look to see the good stuff. You can always find something good wherever you look. You can have adventures wherever you go, whether it's in your car or on the bus or if you walk places. You can always take the time to help others out. And that's what fall time and Thanksgiving and harvest is all about. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and join us next time for Read Aloud Club. Give yourselves a big hug for reading today. Bye.
Here's a quick example of how to make art inspired by the book today. It's a placemat. First, go gather a rectangular piece of paper bigger than a plate size. You could use construction paper, some cardboard, even parts of a grocery bag. We took part of one of those, turned it on the inside out, and so it was plain paper. Then gather crayons or markers, scissors, some paper scraps,
scraps from any kind of paper you can find, even paint chips, those samples of paint you get at the hardware store, and some glue. Start to draw some outlines or shapes either on your placemat or on your extra scrap paper. Plan it out before you do it, or even try out some things as you go. Draw around different objects that might be at your table that you eat at, or just shapes that you want to celebrate that you like. Triangles, squares, anything. This placemat has a shape of bread, which is like a square, some round circle oranges, the circle of a cup, spoon, and a plate. Then glue, attach all of your objects that you had, what you drew onto your placemat or what you cut out of the extra shapes. Decorate it to make it just yours so everybody knows this is mine at the table, and use it at your meal.
Thanks for joining us at the bus stop in Centennial Park. We'll see you next time.